When I first started this whole modeling thing back in 2018, I didn't know where to begin, where to look, who could help me. You feel me? I'm new to this, who can help me? Here are 3 game-changing tips that I wish I knew when I first started that I still use today. Whether you're looking to become a sign model or you want to be a freelance model, basically means you don't have an agency, you represent yourself. Side note, you can do both at the same time and that helps you make more money. That's what I do, that's what all my people do. They all 3 collectively work together and I'll explain how they do in the end, so make sure you're here for that. First and foremost, let's save you some bread. Let's save you some money. When you start modeling, you're not making any money, you don't want to invest into it, stop buying clothing. Now, what do I mean by that? You don't actually have to buy the clothes and keep them. Go out, get exactly what you need, return it. I know, light bulb moment and shit, at least it was for me. I feel like this is important because when people come to me and say, Jared, I want to start modeling, but I don't feel like I have exactly what I need to start. Most of the time it's their clothing, right? They don't have the wardrobe, they don't have the style to do what they want to do. When I first started modeling, you know, the photographer, you know, oh, this shoot would be really great for your portfolio, but like, we need a suit, you need this, you need that. And I'm like, I don't have none of this shit, I gotta go buy it. But realistically, I don't use certain things on my day-to-day basis. So I use it one time, never use it again. Don't do that. I'm here to save money with this one. And also you just get a variety of things. You can go to any department store, go to Zara, go to H&M, go to Target, get whatever you need for your shoot and return it. Keep the tags on it, keep the receipt, and as long as you don't damage it in any way, stain it, cut it, whatever, return it. They don't ask no questions. You pull up, return, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Get your money back. You might shoot in it and you might feel really confident in whatever you're wearing and you say, you know what, I can see myself wearing this on the regular. I'm gonna keep this piece as an investment. With that being said, I would highly recommend all guys to have a low profile white shoe and a pair of black loafers. Those 2 shoes, I swear to God, I wear more than any other pair of shoes that I own. For the ladies that might be watching this, you know, for freelancers that I know, they always have a nice black heel, a nice nude heel, and then same thing, black sandals and nude sandals. Number 2, Pinterest is gonna be your best friend. When it comes to modeling, it is in some way an art. And I'm not a creative ass person when it comes to shit like that. Like, I don't have a creative eye. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like interior designing. I couldn't be a stylist. That's not my vision. You just search what you're trying to find inspo for. It'll give you a bunch of them all at once. You can create folders, you can create categories. I'm gonna show you guys right now that when I first moved to Miami, I wanted to have like a beach editorial, but still like higher end kind of photo shoot. This was the inspiration and this is what we came up with. Obviously it's not identical, but you get the idea. Find what you want to create and execute it. And that leads into my 3rd point of you need to really lock in and think about the type of model you want to become. Modeling itself is already a very niche industry. So what you want to do is focus on the type of model you want to become and hyper focus on that. For me, the 3 categories that I view modeling under, whether you're signed or you're a freelancer, is that you have your streetwear, you have your lifestyle, and then you have your high end. Now, if you're a sign model, you're probably working on the high end and lifestyle side of things, right? Those are the 2 you probably dabble in. Now, if you're a freelance model or you're an influencer or that's what you are trying to become, you're gonna focus more on the lifestyle and streetwear side of things. Why is that? Because there's just a lot more streetwear brands. You have a bigger social media presence, you can work brand deals, this, that, and third. But if a brand is hitting you up directly, you're probably not getting that much money that you can truly live off of. Modeling is where you're gonna make your thousands of dollars and they don't really care about your media presence. You know, as long as you're a good model and you did exactly what they booked you for, you're gonna get paid. If you wanna focus on the higher end fashion side of things, you're gonna be looking at designer brands and what they do. You're gonna be looking at runway shows and what images do they kind of lock in on. And then when you wanna focus on the lifestyle side of things, that in itself is very broad. You can be a fitness and sports model where you're out doing activities, day-to-day life. Then you also have your department stores, right? That's really where you're gonna get your bread and butter, where you're gonna make a lot of money for some easy ass work. Kohl's, your Target, your Walmart, fucking TJ Maxx, Burlington Coat Factory, JC Penney, Macy's, like anything like that, that also falls into the lifestyle category. You know, it's not high end, but it's not streetwear, it's lifestyle. Or if you're a freelancer, you might be working with hotels, restaurants, you know, popular places in your city that are looking for people to, you know, model for them. And then you have your streetwear brands, you know, your kind of go-to, your day-to-day that you see. They're more focused on your look and you have that look that represents the brand. You know, they don't really care that much about experience. If you have a look that matches their brand, they usually game with you. For me personally, I focus on the high-end and lifestyle side of things because that's the image that I want to carry. That's also where, for me, you make the most money. So that is what I would want to focus on. And then the streetwear side of things, you know, I do that as well. If a brand hits me up on IG and they're saying, you know, we have this shoot for like a few $100s, can you do it? I'm game. But again, I'm 6 years into this modeling game, and just now I feel like I can hit all three. When I first started, I needed to lock in on one of them. So with that being said, if you're paying for a test shoot that's going to build your portfolio and you think it's going to make you money, just make sure that it's on brand with the type of category that you want to fall into. You know, don't be paying for a streetwear photographer when you're trying to get into high fashion. That shit don't make sense. Hyper focus on it and really get good at pushing yourself in that market. And that also goes for business as well, right? People always say, don't just be a little bit of everything. Really hyper focus on something when you're starting, and then you can branch off. Same thing with modeling. Modeling, you're your own independent business. Literally, that's how the IRS views you. That's how you need to act. How do all three of these tips come together really quickly, right? You're on Instagram and you're like, I really like this picture that I saw or this post. I want to create that for myself, for my modeling portfolio, right? And you don't really know where to begin. You jump on Pinterest, or you can use Instagram as well, but you jump on Pinterest and you make a folder for it, right? You then find a photographer that matches that vibe. You message that photographer and say, hey, I love your work. I have this idea that I want to execute. Would love to know your rates. And if you're down and you're available, let me know. You then send them the link of that Pinterest folder, so they also see it, right? They also see what you're trying to create. So now you guys are on the same page. You don't show up and you're like, oh, so what do you want to do? And now you're there together and you're fucking wasting time. We're not here to waste time. Let's get to it. The photographer knows what you want to do. You know what you want to do. You guys come together to execute that, because it's going to be work for their portfolio and it's also work for yours. Now you know the inspo, you know the location, you guys have that all set up, but maybe you don't have the clothes for what you're trying to get done. You take your ass to the department stores, get what you need, keep the tickets on them, or if you have to cut them because they're visible, cut them nicely with some scissors, tuck them in a pocket or something like that, keep the receipt. Once the shoot finishes, you go back to those stores and you return it. And now you have pictures in a bunch of clothing in a brand new wardrobe you've never worn before. Post it on Instagram and you're trying to get more clients to see it. They say, oh, we got some variety, you got some versatility to them. You feel me? And why I say those are the three biggest life-changing tips is that I still use them today. It's not like, oh, I used it one time and it was useful. I do this every single shoot. I really hope that this video does help you, because these are truly things that I wish I knew. I wish I had somebody to tell me. I really felt like I was just going with the flow, kind of lost in the mix. And yeah, every modeling video I do is really to just help you who's watching, right? When you don't know, people are very hesitant, right? So hopefully this gives you a little bit of security, you know, taking that jump. If you want to know more about modeling, check out one of the videos on screen right now. If you enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated. Y'all know the deal. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.